I'm going to the theatre again this week. Is anybody surprised at this point? Hi everyone, my name's Chloe, welcome back to my channel. Thank you for being here today. Today's video is the start of a new weekly reading vlog. It is Monday the 26th of September, which means we're in our last week of September. I am probably not going to finish my TBR this month. I will get to that in a minute. If you've watched my vlogs at all this month, you'll know I've been slumping. But the plan for this week is to, well, I was at work today, I'm at work tomorrow, and then I'm off for the rest of the week. And on the Wednesday, I'm going to London to go and see Dan Howell. I don't even know how to describe what his show actually is. I think it's like partly comedy, partly like self-help, or kind of just like everyone or just expressing like feelings of impending doom. I'm not entirely sure, but I was a fan of Dan and Phil back in the day, and yeah, just decided I wanted to go and see this, so why not? The tickets are quite cheap. So I'm going to that on Wednesday. Then Thursday afternoon I'm going to see Hamilton, which I'm very excited about. I bought the ticket with a gift voucher that I got when I left my last job. So it meant I got to buy like a nicer ticket because I used that, and then the money that I would normally spend on a ticket I put towards it. So I got like a ticket that was nicer than the normal one I get, which is good. And then Thursday evening I'm meeting up with Becca and we're going to go and see Heather's. We've got front row tickets for that, which is fun. I kind of invited myself along. Becca had sent a message saying that she'd booked the ticket, blamed me for introducing her to an app called Todaytix because they were doing £20 front row tickets. And I was like, I am also in London that day, and yeah, kind of inviting myself along, and I booked a ticket like a couple of seats down from her, so it'll be nice to meet up with Becca. We're going to go for food first and then go to the theatre, and then I'm getting the coach back on Thursday night, like the overnight coach, and luckily I have enough hours built up at work that I can take an extra day off, because they owe me some time back, so I'm taking the day off on Friday as well, to rest from that journey. So essentially I'm in work today, tomorrow, and then I have 5 days where I just get to forget about it, which is great. Reading wise, I am reading Spoiler Alert at the minute. I'm very much enjoying it. I was planning on reading a chunk of it tonight, but then I'm trying to make sure that everything is up to date channel wise before I go away. No, I'm not like away for that many days, but I've got like extra videos going up this week, and I just don't want to be stressed about editing things when I get back, because the video on Saturday that actually you will have seen, hopefully, by the time it's comes out, because I'm premiering it on Saturday. It is the announcement for my new readathon that is happening in November. It is a readathon all centred around the world of musical theatre. And if you want to know the full details of that, I will link the announcement video down below. But yeah, I'm premiering that on Saturday, and there's a lot of prompts for the readathon, and there's a lot of graphics for each prompt. So I wanted to make sure that that's all done, because there's still some stuff like to do with Google Drive things and stuff that I will need to get done when I get home. But that's not as bad as like actually editing the video. That's literally just putting all the prompts on one document and then uploading it to a Google Drive and putting the link in the description. That's fine. So yeah, so I've decided to get all that done. I'm just uploading last week's vlog ready to go up the Wednesday before you're going to see this one, 2 days from now in real time. And then I'm going to upload the announcement video as well, so that that is all scheduled and good to go. So once that one started uploading, I will start reading a little bit. I was hoping to finish Spoiler Alert tonight, but I don't think I'm going to. In terms of my September TBR, I do still have 2 more books after Spoiler Alert to finish. I need to finish Furyborn, which I'm listening to the audiobook for. That one's okay so far. I'm getting a little bit confused with the audiobook because there's 2 POVs, but there's only 1 narrator, and I feel like if you're not paying like the most attention at the beginning of a chapter, you can fall behind. But like, I have no idea who we're talking about because it's just not distinguished enough. I also do need to read A Marvelous Light, which is annoying because I really want to read that one, but then I've just not been in the mood to physically pick it up. And hopefully after I read Spoiler Alert, I'll be able to do that. Hopefully I'll be able to read a fair amount on the journey down to London, and then I've got like a fair amount of time by myself as well, because like I said, I'm meeting Becca on the Thursday afternoon, but other than that I'm by myself. So I think what I'm going to do on the Wednesday when I get there. I think I'm going to go and drop my stuff off at the hotel and then just head back into Central and go to the theatre cafe, because it's one of my favourite places and I haven't been in a while. So I might just like commandeer a table there and just sit and read for a couple of hours. And then I could do that Thursday morning as well, to be honest. But Hamilton's a bit further out because it's at Victoria, so it's not like as close as all the other West End theatres. So I don't know, we'll figure it out. I'm rambling once again, I'm gonna go. But yeah, exciting theatre things happening this week, both in visits and in readathon announcements. Hello, you join me once again in a lovely Travelodge hotel room. I'm in London, of course I am. I didn't update yesterday, I forgot. I had a busy day at work, I got home a lot later than I expected to, and then I had to still do some more work when I got home because there was like paperwork that I needed to do before my annual leave started today, and then watched Bake Off and then jumped on Lisa's Sprints. So by the end, and then stayed after behind talking to Meg till like 1 AM. So by the time I was actually like, I could update now, I was like, no, I'm just gonna go to bed. I did read. I am now like, well, I've read some today actually as well on the journey here, but I'm now like 250 pages into, spoiler alert, I think. And I'm really enjoying it. I'm having a good time. They're actually like together now as well. I'm just waiting for the third act conflict to start. But it's good. But it's good at the minute. It's cute. The other thing is that I can't get away in my head from the idea that it is Game of Thrones. Like that's the fandom that it's based on. So every time there's like a dig at the writers of the show, like not being able to cope once they don't have the books to rely on. I'm like, I wonder what that's about. But I am very much enjoying it. Also on my journey here, because I said I read that, but that was while I had my headphones in listening to the Moulin Rouge cast recording, and I've listened to it like 4 times on repeat today because the hold that cast recording has on me at the minute, I don't know what it is, but I can't stop listening to it. I mean, I do know what it is because every time like Aaron Tveit starts singing, I'm just like, yes, this is what I want to listen to. So yeah, I've been listening to that. My headphones died just as I got to the hotel, which is sad, but they are now charging back up, ready for the journey back into Central, so that'll be fun. Tonight I'm going to go and see Dan Howell at the Palladium. I'm gonna go, like I've literally been in the hotel 5 minutes, so I'm going straight back out now. And I'm gonna go and hopefully sit at the theatre cafe for a bit before that. And then tomorrow, I'm not sure if I'm gonna do anything in the morning. I might head into Central and do some book shopping first, but if not, I'll be heading to see Hamilton at 2:30 for the matinee, and then I'll be meeting up with Becca, and then we're going to go and see Heathers, which I'm very excited about. I've seen it 3 times before. I saw the original production of The Other Palace with Carrie Hill Fletcher, then I saw the Haymarket transfer with that Carrie Hill Fletcher, and then I saw the touring production, and I didn't love the touring one as much. I wasn't too keen on the cast, to be honest. But I've been wanting to come and see it again since it's come back to The Other Palace. I mean, I would have loved to have been able to see it when Jordan Luke Gage was in it, but unfortunately I missed that. But I just feel like the atmosphere down here is really good for it, because everyone, like, people come dressed up and things like that, and it feels like, I think it works well in a small theatre. So I'm excited to see it again at The Other Palace. And excited for Becca to see it for the first time as well. I think I mentioned earlier on in this vlog, I kind of invited myself along on this trip. She'd got a like cheap ticket from Road Ticket for £20 and sent me a picture saying that she bought it, and I was like, I am in London that day. I could stay for an extra show and just get the late coach back home. So yeah, kind of invited myself along, but hopefully she's fine with that. She hasn't had any objections so far. But yeah, I should probably go now because, like I said, I want to try and get to the theatre cafe. I haven't been able to go properly the last couple of times I've been down here. Although that being said, I've just booked tables for 2 of the times I'm in London in November, 2 of the 3 times that I'm here in 1 week, to go to the Theatre Cafe Diner, which is like the Theatre Cafe you've probably seen in my vlogs before if you've watched them. It's basically a cafe that is all themed around musical theatre. It's like that, but it's a diner, so they're going to serve like actual full meals, but also like all the wait staff will be singing as well, which I'm so excited about. So I'm going to go with my mum when we go the weekend before my birthday. We've just got like a regular table booked, and then when we have like a group trip, we booked a booth that they've got because obviously there's more of us, and there was a Six themed one and a Heathers themed one, and I thought if I didn't book the Six themed one Becca would get mad, so I booked that and I'm very excited for it. But yeah, I think that is pretty much everything to catch you up on at the minute. I will possibly do an update tonight when I get back, possibly not, but it should. You'll have some clips of the theatre, I'm sure, and I'll definitely film some stuff tomorrow as well, because tomorrow's gonna be a fun day. But I really should go now because I want to kind of jump on the tube before it gets to like rush hour. It's like 3:30 now, so it's before people like finish work. If I can jump on it now, I should be good, and I'm only like a 5-minute walk from the tube station, so I'm gonna go and do that, and I'll talk to you guys at some point. Hello, I'm looking very shiny. I'm back in the hotel room. Went to go and see Dan. I was about to say Dan and Phil, it's like an automatic thing. Phil was there actually. He was in the crowd, like the tier below me. I could see everyone like getting really excited about somebody in the crowd, and I was like, I'm going to guess that it's Phil Lester, and indeed it was. Because I'd seen pictures on Twitter afterwards. It was a really good show. It was, like I said, I was a bit unsure of what it would actually be going into it. It was funny, like there was jokes being made, but it was also like talking about like how to kind of deal with intrusive thoughts in a way, and like mental health and things like that. And it was a really good show. And then also, good things, I have not vlogged this bit at all, but I did see Becca today. She messaged and said, well actually I messaged in group chat that we're in, saying that I was in my happy place, and it was the Theatre Cafe, as you'll probably seen earlier on in this vlog. And she said, oh, I was thinking about going there today, but she didn't want to have to walk up to the theatre, and I was like, it's only a 10-minute walk, and if you want company, I did say, I was like, if you want company, I can come and meet you somewhere else if you want. And she's like, oh no, I'll come to you. So she met me at the Theatre Cafe, and then went to Five Guys and got food, and we walked up to the, because we were like 10 minutes away from each other in the theatres, because she was at the Dominion and I was at the Palladium, which is like, they're on both like just off of Oxford Street and sort of one tube stop away from each other, but it's like a 10-15 minute walk. So I went there. My show finished like 15 minutes before hers, and where I'm staying in my hotel is not too far from where Becca lives, so I ended up walking back down and meeting her, and we got on the tube back here together as well, which was nice. It was nice to have some company. Always nice to see Becca, obviously, and I will be seeing her tomorrow to go and see Heathers, which I'm very excited about. I hope she loves it, because I love it so much. I really, really hope she does. I think she will. It feels like the sort of show that she will love. But I will know by the time this video goes up. Reading wise, I did manage to read a little bit more. I read some more Spoiler Alert on the way in, and then also while I was waiting for Becca, I was at the Theatre Cafe for like an hour before she got there. So I read some more then, and I'm very, very much enjoying it. I left it in the middle of a scene. It's a romance, so you can guess what type of scene it is. So I'm going to get back to that now, because it wasn't like the best scene to be leaving it in the middle of. But then Becca came, and I'm like, I'm not going to just sit here and like just wait while I read the smut scene in my book. Thank you very much. And I was like, no, I'll put it down for now. So I'm going to go back to that and hopefully read a little bit more. Now it's only like 11 o'clock, so I'm still wide awake. We know I'm like, I don't sleep. So I'll probably do it for another couple of hours anyway. So I'm going to read some more of that. Still haven't decided what my plans are tomorrow morning. I'm not going to set an alarm. I'm just going to get up and see what I feel like in the morning. But if I do get a chance to do a bit of shopping, that'll be nice. It'll only be going to like Foyles, and I'd say go to the big Waterstones, but Waterstones is a bit useless at the minute for actually having books in. So I don't know, I could do Foyles and Forbidden Planet. I'm not sure. I'm just rambling, but I'm gonna go. Tomorrow I get to see Hamilton and Heathers. I love it. I forgot to do anything this morning on here, but I went to see Hamilton. I cried a lot, and now we're going to see Heather's. We have cocktails because why not? I will give you updates later. We are sat at Heather's.
I think we said the picture.
No, I'm videoing. I thought while we're actually sat together, I'll do it. That's for staying in, by the way.
Huh?
It was just staying in the one, by the way. we weren't actually sat together, but the kind people next to us have let us sit together. So I don't think you can hear me at all. So I'm just going to stop now. Hello, it is Friday evening now. I'm home, in case you can't tell. I got the overnight coach last night, so I've not updated today because I've been sleeping on and off. I've also been having some issues with tooth pain, so not been feeling the best. But I thought I would actually come on and film something. The last clips you will have seen will have been me and Becca waiting to watch Heather's. I had a really nice time catching up with Becca actually over the last couple of days, and it was nice to go to the theatre with her as well, because I know that she's got into going to theatre a lot over the last like year or so. She keeps telling me it's my fault, which if that is my legacy, I'm very, very happy about it. So it was nice to actually go and see a show with her. She did enjoy Heather's as well, which I was very happy about because I love Heather's so much. It's a weird one actually, where when I first went to see it, I was obsessed with that show. That was when Carrie Hope Fletcher and Jamie Moscato were playing the two leads, and yeah, I was just obsessed with that show so much. And then I didn't see it for a few years, partly because it wasn't on for a little bit, and then obviously it came back sort of post-COVID. It kept coming back to the other palace. It was basically just kept putting it back on there because it's a money maker. So it's a good way to bring in ticket sales because it's got quite a big following to it. So originally it was supposed to be a short run, and then this just keeps getting extended. It also did do the tour, and I bought tickets to the tour and I went to see that, and I did enjoy it. I still enjoyed the show, but the cast wasn't my favourite. I wasn't like a huge fan of the Veronica there. But then last night there's a new cast on the West End, and I really, really liked both the Veronica and the JD, which obviously they're the two main characters, so it's quite integral that I like those two. But also, like, to be honest, everyone that was in it was really good last night. It's a good cast at the minute, so I'm really glad about that because it meant that I really enjoyed it as well. Me and Becca were both said after it's possibly slightly worrying that both of our favourite character is JD. Like I said to her before we went in, I'm like, I'm just going to tell you now, like, JD is my favourite. He's a psychopath, but I love him. And it's still true. It's still very true, and I think that's worrying, but never mind. I have like bits of the song stuck in my head, namely the two JD bits. It's the freeze your brain, the you're planning your future Veronica Zoya bit, and then the Veronica open the door please bit from Meant to Be Yours. I have problems. Anyway, I should also talk about Hamilton because I briefly mentioned that I went to see it. I forget how much I love Hamilton until I actually see it in person. Like, I know it's a really good show, but there's something about being like, let's use a Hamilton pun. There's something about being in the room where it happens that just makes it so much better. Like, it's such a good show. Like, the entire thing is so well crafted. But there's like bits of it when they're singing in like Counterpoint where it works so much better on stage than it does just listening to the cast recording. Not that the cast recording doesn't sound amazing, but yeah, it was very good. And I'd specifically gone again because there was some cast members that I'd seen in other things before that I really liked, that I really wanted to see, and I'm happy that they were really good as well. Mainly Shanako as Eliza. That was one of the main reasons why I went. I'd seen her in Les Mis before as Eponine, and I really liked her performance as Eponine, so I wanted to see her Eliza, and she did not disappoint. Like, I was sobbing from, like, I was about to say it was from Quiet Uptown onwards, but it wasn't. It was from, like, Burn onwards. Like, it was just, which is, and it's her storyline from that point onwards that makes you cry. So yeah. Also, Joel Montague as King George III. He's an actor that I've seen in a few things before, mainly in Falsettos and in Waitress. He played Ogie in Waitress, and I've really enjoyed everything that I've seen him in before. And he was a very good King George III. There were bits of it that reminded me of sort of like the original one, the Jonathan Groff one, and that's not a bad thing. But then there were also bits that were very, like, clearly his own versions of the jokes. And yeah, I very, very much enjoyed it. I'm going to stop rambling about theatre now. Actually, I'm not, but I'll get onto that in a second. For tonight's plans, I should tell you about reading, actually. I haven't read today. I finished, spoiler alert, yesterday. I haven't told you about that. I think I'm giving it 5 stars. It's in between a 4 and a 5. Like, technically, there were things in it that irritated me a little bit, and it should possibly go down to a 4, but I enjoyed it so much that it's going to be a 5, because I tend to rate on emotions rather than anything else. And yeah, like, there were weird little bits where the characters clearly acted a lot younger than they actually were. Like, it just didn't line up properly. And also just bits where I couldn't get out of my head that this was very obviously Game of Thrones fandom, but then they referenced Game of Thrones at one point, which completely threw me out of it. But the actual, like, romance, the story, everything like that, I really, really enjoyed it. So I'm going to give it a 5 stars. I'm very excited to read the next one because I really do like the character that the next one's focusing on. I think I'm going to add it to my October TBR because my October TBR isn't too bad anyway, and it works for one of the royal readathon prompts, well, the only royal readathon prompts I was struggling with a little bit, which is to read a book with a sidekick. Becca has said that it counts because the main character actually plays the sidekick of the main character from the first one in the TV show that they work in. So I did argue anyway. I said, well, technically, because he's the main character in this, is Marcus from Spoiler Alert not now the sidekick? She went, I'm the host and we can stretch it however it wants, it works. Perfect. So I'm probably going to read all the feels. I might actually end up picking it up this weekend because, like I said, I am in a little bit of pain at the minute. So if I am going to read something, I want it to be something easier. Hoping the pain stops, to be honest. I think it's just to do with my wisdom teeth, and I'm hoping that they stop doing whatever movement they're clearly doing at the minute and stop hurting so much. But if not, I suppose I'll have to go and get it looked at, which is great. Everyone loves a trip to the dentist. So yeah, today I haven't read it all. I should really be listening to the audiobook of Furyborn to get that finished this month because it's the last day of the month. But I'm not that fussed if I don't finish it because I've already failed my TBR anyway. I've not read A Marvellous Light, so I've definitely failed my TBR. So I'm not like that angry if I end up carrying Furyborn over a little bit. Also, I'm not loving it that much. I think I mentioned earlier on in the week, I'm just a little bit bored by it. I've not read any more since I last spoke to you, not of that anyway. So yeah, I might just leave it. What I have done today, other than nap a lot of the times, caught up on things that I missed while I was away, like the new season of Taskmaster and the second episode of RuPaul's Drag Race UK season 4. Right now I have got the first Hocus Pocus film on the TV because I really needed to refresh my memory of this film. It's not like I can quote the entire thing at all. But I am going to be watching Hocus Pocus 2 after this as well because that came on Disney Plus today. And yeah, I think that is pretty much everything. I said I was going to talk about theatre again, actually. Yes, tomorrow is the premiere of the announcement for the readathon that I'm hosting in November. So a little bit nervous about that. Hoping people actually turn up to it. And I'll probably talk to you tomorrow about the premiere. I'm probably not going to catch up with you tonight unless I have like strong feelings on Hocus Pocus 2 to tell you about. Hello. It is Saturday evening. I have not read anything all day. I've still just been sat here watching The Office. I'm more awake today and my teeth aren't hurting as much, which is a good thing. But I have been like a little bit on edge all day because I knew I was premiering this video at 4 o'clock and I was a bit terrified that no one was going to turn up. So I think I just kind of distracted myself with The Office because I knew if I read that would not work. And yeah, the announcement has just happened and people seem to be really excited for it, which I'm very excited about. If you want to watch the video, if you've not seen it, it will be the last video on my channel, so feel free to go and have a look. But yeah, people seem to be really excited, which is good. So I'm excited now. I've got some people signed up already. There's like, I think we've got like 5 sign-ups already, but there's like 12 of us in the Discord. I know I have asked people what the favourite musicals are, so I know that some people have told me they are not signing up straight away because they're still deciding the answer to that question, which is fair enough. But yeah, I'm very excited about it. And to reward myself for the stress of today, I've just ordered pizza. So I'm just waiting for that to arrive. And then I'm going to read tonight. I am going to start All the Fields. I'm just in the mood to read that. And I think if I started today, I should hopefully be able to finish it tomorrow. I'm on sprints tomorrow with Becca and Siobhan and maybe Lisa. We'll see. We're not sure who's turning up. Becca asked like last minute. So we're not entirely sure who's actually coming and who's not. But I'll be there. So, yay. Hello. It's Sunday evening. It's technically Monday morning. It's like nearly 1 AM. I should really be in bed right now. I have work in the morning, but for some reason I'm not. I have read today. I've started reading All the Fields. I know I said I was going to start yesterday, but I didn't. No reason why. I just didn't. I didn't read as much of it today as I thought I would either. I've read like 100 pages today, most of that whilst I was on sprints with Becca and Siobhan, and I am really enjoying it. I'm just still not in the headspace to read. I don't know why. I'm just not picking up books as much as I would want to. I'm hoping that that stops soon, but no one knows. I feel like I was just sat there thinking, like, what did I even do in this week's vlog? Like, is there going to be any content? And then I realised I went to London for like 2 days, but, you know. But apparently I completely forgot that, which is weird because I had a really good time. But anyway, I am very much looking forward. Actually, let's just do a little bit of a talk about that. What's happened in this week's vlog, separate to reading, because I know not that much reading has been done. But I went down to London. I went to go and see some shows. It's always a good time to be at the theatre, we know this. But more importantly, I got to spend some time with Becca as well, which was very nice because it's sort of weird really that like my closest friends these days are people that I don't see in person that often. And like some of my closest friends I still haven't even met in person. Like I finally get to meet Jem in like 6 weeks time and I'm so excited for it because it seems very weird that I haven't met her in person yet. But yeah, so it was lovely to spend some time with Becca, and I'm very, very much looking forward to being able to spend time with everyone else in the coming weeks as well. I say in the coming weeks, it's mostly in November. I get to see Becca again at the end of October, and then middle of November I get to see Meg again, and then we have a weekend where there are 6 of us total that are going to be meeting up, and I'm very, very excited for that. And that all kind of ties in to the announcement video that came out this week as well. So I know I've already mentioned it multiple times on here, but I've got my readathon starting in November as well, which is West End Reads Readathon, which is all based around theatre, which is what all of the trips and things in the coming months are around as well, which is also a really nice thing to have friends that are like really into the theatre, because like my family loves theatre. I go with my mum and my sister a lot, but I've never really had like close friends that would go to see shows with me a lot. So it's nice to have that and to have like other people to obsess about things with, because yeah, whenever like a new casting or something gets announced, I have someone to talk to about it now. It's great. So yeah, this is just a really like sappy ending to a vlog, but I just wanted to say that I really, really like the friends that I found on here. I was watching Ashley's vlog earlier. She's done a spoiler-filled vlog for reading RF Gong books, and like a lot of people can't actually watch that vlog. Like most of my friends can't watch it because because most of them have either read Poppy War books or read Babel and not read the other, and most of them are interested in reading at least one of those series. There's a couple of people who aren't interested at all. But he's very spoiler filled, so they can't watch it. So I screen recorded a clip from the middle of it, which was Ash just talking about how much she loves like all the people that she's met in this community, and it was just really, really cute, and it made us all feel a little bit sappy and emotional, and I think that's what's kind of carrying on here as well, because yeah, it's just they're a very nice group of people, and like I said, it makes me very happy knowing that I will be able to spend more time with them in the coming months, and I'm sure that we will arrange more things after that as well. But yeah, like I said, and that kind of then follows through as well to the readathon announcement, because it's been really, really nice to see everyone's reactions to it. Everyone seems to be really excited, and I'm just very excited about everything to do with this community at the minute. So I may not be reading, but I'm having a good time in other ways. Just hopefully the reading lines up with it soon. But right, I'm going to stop rambling because I'm clearly overtired right now. But thank you guys for watching. Please like, comment, subscribe, all that good stuff down below. And I will see you guys next time with a new video. Bye.